question I commonly get is what setup is, and this video perfectly illustrates it, so I thought I would use it to explain. My setup fee includes me delivering your cake, parking my vehicle, bringing the cake inside the venue, setting it up on the stand, fixing any little cracks that occur during transportation like I was doing there. It also commonly includes me adding your cake toppers and your florals. The florals are a lengthier part of setup because I have to cut them, wrap them in floral tape, and then arrange them on your cake in a way that meets your vision and expectations and is aligned with your inspiration picture that you typically send me. After that, I make sure that the cake is centered on the table is cleaned off, and all of the couldn't remember what they were called. All of the cake cutting knives and stuff like that are clean and ready to be used. And basically the cake is going to be sitting on your table perfectly ready for you when you walk into the venue and have your cake cutting and serve it to your guests. I also spend this time ensuring that your catering staff is going to know how to properly transport this cake to the back of the room and then cut it, which they almost always do. And basically setup is you paying me a small fee to not have to worry about your wedding cake on your wedding day when you should be getting ready and focusing on getting married. Do you have to pay for setup? Yes and no. If you opt for pickup, which I do allow for cakes that are 2 tiers or less, then you would not pay for setup because I would not be at the venue to provide that service. If you opt for delivery, you will pay for setup. I don't separate the charges. I used to offer just delivery and no setup, but what was very commonly happening was I was arriving to the venue with the cake to hand it off since setup was not paid for and there was no one there to receive the cake and set it up on the table. This was really unfair to my brides who paid for setup, but I also couldn't just leave your cake in a box on the side of the table with no one there to set it up, so I was basically doing it free of charge. So now I charge a setup fee for every cake that I deliver. The fee is between $50 and $100. It depends on how big your cake is, how many servings you have, and what setup is going to require of me for each particular situation. Most commonly, if you just have a wedding cake, setup will be $50 and it covers my time at the venue and all the things that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. Setup is you paying a small fee for peace of mind and knowing that I'm going to handle getting your cake completely ready for you to cut into it and serve to your guests. Here's this beautiful cake all set up at the venue, ready to go for my bride.